Are you wondering, when is my Boston Terrier going to come into heat, or how often will my Boston come into heat? In this video, I'm going to talk with Dr. Reinhardt to answer those questions, and be sure to stay till the end because I'm actually going to share with you a great tip on what to do once your dog does come into heat, just like we had to do with Bella here. Coming up. Hey everybody, welcome to the Boston Terrier Society YouTube channel. Consider subscribing if you're someone who wants to learn more about the breed, learn what it's like to be an owner, hear expert interviews like the one today, as well as connect with other Boston Terrier lovers just like yourself. I'm Donnie Gardner, the founder of BostonTerrierSociety.com. Here is Bella, my Boston of over a decade, and today what I want to cover is basically when is your dog going to come into heat, and how often will it happen, and then what you can do once they do come into heat, because there's going to be blood all over the place. What I want to do first is go ahead and bring Dr. Reinhardt on and answer those basic medical questions first, and then give you the tip that I have as far as what you need to do once they do come into heat. Dr. Reinhardt, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Hey Donnie, thanks for having me back on the Boston Terrier Society YouTube channel.
Dr. Reinhardt, can you just shed some light on when will a Boston Terrier come into heat, and how often do these heat cycles happen?
Bostons usually come into heat the first time between 6 to 12 months of age. Heat usually lasts about 1.5 to 2 weeks, but it can be a little shorter or a little longer depending on your individual dog. Typical heat cycles occur about 2 to 3 times a year, and usually this amounts to once around every 6 months. And a lot of this can vary depending on dogs. Some dogs have longer heat cycles and some dogs may have a shorter heat cycle. Especially in younger dogs, it's normal for the cycles to be a little bit irregular, and it can take up to 2 years for a female dog to develop regular and predictable cycles.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this information. I think it's going to be really helpful, and thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks again for having me on the channel, Donnie.
Okay, I hope that gave you some medical insight. Now what I want to cover is basically what you need to do once your Boston does come into heat, because whenever it does happen, there is going to be blood around the house, and that's just not fun to deal with. What Emily and I did whenever Bella was younger, because she's spayed now, but what we did when she was younger, you literally get some kitty pants, some kitty panties, and we got a pad. You know, this happens to be a thin one. You can get a thicker one, whatever works for you. But literally, you're going to go ahead and put it on your Boston Terrier. You just have to make sure they want to cooperate. Bella's wondering, what the heck am I doing here? And then you just literally line the pad, and then you put it around Bella. And if you want to, you can chop off some of the extra if you wanted to, as far as their tail, but it shouldn't be much of a problem. All right, this might be easier if she's down on the ground. Okay, so once you have it all on and everything, this is what it's gonna look like. You literally just have the puppy pad liner there, and you put on the little kitty panties, and then it works perfectly. So then there's not blood all over the house. I honestly don't know if there's anything you can buy for dogs like this. Maybe there is out there and you can do that for sure, but this is a nice economical way to do it. This is one way to stop from having blood all over the place. I hope this tip helps. Question of the day, what have you done to try to stop this? Is there any special technique that you know of? Put in the comments below. Just because people come into this video, it can definitely help them out. If you want to learn more about Boston Terriers, subscribe to this YouTube channel just so you can get the latest from Boston Terrier Society. Also, if you want to see other videos related to Boston Terrier health, check out that playlist here or one of my latest videos here. Otherwise, until next time, life is better with a Boston. Bella's done here.